Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jakoby Lagat of Goodrich Football. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here. Coming off a good season, so I'm really happy I can come on the podcast with you.
Yeah, first off, thanks for coming on. So going into, now it's been about a week since it happened. I mean, what is it has it sunk in yet that you want a state title?
You know what? I think it is starting to sink in. Uh, the first, right after it happened, a couple of days after, it wasn't really like sinking in yet, I guess. It didn't feel real yet. But the further and further we get away from, the actual date, it's sinking in deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Okay, so like to go on the run that you guys went on this year, what was that like for you, this team, the community? I know Goodrich has been to the state finals before just a few years ago. But after losing to Harper Woods last year, coming into this year, what was it going to be like? I guess obviously you guys knew you could get there and you could win it, but that's easier said than done. But what was this to go through each week? And I think losing the first game to Frankenmuth, and then there was no really stopping you guys.
Yeah, we set out for this in January. We started our early morning workouts at 5:15 in the morning, 3 days a week. Um, so it wasn't easy, but I think with that first game, we knew how good we were heading into the season. And obviously we had some unfortunate things that happened that game, but I'm glad that that happened because I think we got a little bit humbled by it. And after that, we started taking week by week and focusing on every team, not overlooking any team, no matter how small they are, no matter how big they are. Took 1 week at a time.
How have you kind of just elevated your game this season? Just like what are some of the improvements that you made as overall as a player?
I would say this past off season, I really just focused on my overall athletic ability. Um, I really tried to cue in on the my versatile, like be having the ability to be versatile and just not uh beneficial in one way. So I really worked on my catching ability, my speed, DB. I've been working on guarding people so I can just, I contribute to the team in any way that I can.
Yeah. So just to remind people, what position do you play?
I play running back and I play DB, I play safety, linebacker. I'm an athlete. I can play anywhere. But my primary position is at running back and I'd say DB, I guess. Safety, whatever you want to say.
I know this is kind of like, really with anything, but what's it like being a running back and stuff?
Um, it's tough. You got 11 guys coming at you every time. So it's either you lay down the hit or, you get hit or, you make a guy miss. But there's nothing better than scoring touchdowns. So running backs get a lot of opportunities at Goodrich to do that.
So I mean, I'm looking through the past few seasons. I mean, last year you played this year you played the same exact four opponents as you did last year.
Yeah.
What was that like knowing that it was they always say like the schedule is so familiar, sometimes year after year, but the playoff, it's very kind of rare that the playoff run is that way. I mean,
Yeah.
in Brandon,
Yeah.
playing Freeland again, playing
Hmm.
um playing Hazlitt again, and then going up against Harper Woods. The only difference was you won against them and they got to play Niles in the state championship. What was that like to just play the same exact teams that you did?
Um, to be honest, it was nice. We were familiar with it. We knew what we were going up against, and it made practice a lot easier because we've already repped this hundreds of times, and we're gonna do it again. And we're gonna do it so many times that it's just muscle memory, and when we see it in game, we're gonna pounce on it.
Yeah. So to get I gotta ask first, like, what was being in the state finals? Not we'll get to winning it in a second, but to go to Ford Field again, what was that experience like for? I don't know if you were on the I don't know if you were on the team 2 years ago. I think you were, but what was it like to be down there again?
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. I was on that team 2 years ago. I played with my brother. He was a senior at the time. I was a freshman, and I think last time we went there, it was completely different. We got out on the field and we're starstruck. It was just incredible. But this time, I would say it was definitely different. We didn't view it as obviously we were grateful to be there, but we didn't view it as like something crazy. We just looked at it as if it was a another football game, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, but the state finals is obviously, you could look at it, you could say it's another game, and everybody knows that it's not.
No,
Um,
it's not.
and obviously, it did help that most of you were there 2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Um, but now to going up against a Niles team and a really solid team that is known to run the football and stuff like that. And what was it like going up against a team like that? And and you guys came out on top.
You know, uh, to be honest, I was ecstatic to hear that we got Niles in the state championship. Team struggle with running the ball on us. That's always been our strong suit. And we've seen that type of offense a lot. Frankenmuth, Freeland, a lot of other teams run very similar to them. And so it was a blessing that we got to run running offense in the state championship because that's our niche.
Yeah. And then of course came coming out winning a state championship and of course I probably should ask this first. Getting Coach Allward his first state title. I know he's been going at it for years. Everybody knows, his story, of course, played his college football at Nebraska and all that fun stuff. What was it like to see him, get his first state title? Something he's been trying to go after for a long time.
Um, it was an incredible feeling. It was very emotional. After the game ended, I looked up at the big screen. I saw him hugging our defensive coordinator, his son, Trevor Allward, and it looked like they were sharing an emotional moment. And especially having his grandson, Luke Allward, on the team. I can't imagine what that'd be like to do that with your family. So it was awesome to be able to get Allward his first one. There's many more to come as well.
Yeah. To come out and, to get a state title now that it has it sunk in yet?
I don't know. I think once I get my ring, I think that's when it will fully sink in. I just got back from church. They had a service for our football team.
That's all.
So yeah, they honored us at the church, and then we had lunch with them after. So we're still milking the benefits of it a little bit. We had a parade at the school the other day with the kids, so it's it's starting to sink in more. But I think it will be fully sunken in once I get that ring.
Yeah. I know the rings have already, kind of been decided. The design, who got to design them? Who was the
So that was our captains. We have five captains, and they called them down during school, and they were with our coaches, and they decided.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty, obviously the probably different ring places, obviously to design them and stuff like that. It'll be pretty interesting to see what happens when they come out. But now, of course, with the season over, like, and here's the thing, you're back at this again. Um, what is the off season going to be like for you?
I'm gonna take this off season personal. I quit basketball this year so I could fully devote myself to football. Um, I plan on coming out as a new player next year. I want to shock the state. I want to lead my team. We're gonna be young, so I think I need to step into my shoes as a leader and put on a good role model for these younger guys.
Yeah. Just like how do you like mentally get ready for a game? Like what do you do?
Uh, to be honest, I like to get calm before the storm, I'd say. Uh, I prepare myself mentally. I think the biggest part is also preparing yourself physically, because if you trust your work, then you can trust yourself. And just believing in yourself. A lot of guys just don't believe in themselves, and it's really destructive as a player. So I think the biggest thing is just having that unwavering belief within.
Yeah. Um, so to go into this off season, like I'm sure you've taken a few days to recover and all that stuff after 14 weeks of football. But now, like, now it's of course, getting back in the winter and then guess what? It starts all over again.
Hmm. I'm excited.
Let's get to know you a little bit. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, who's your all-time favorite player?
Oof. NFL, college, or just overall?
Overall.
That's tough. I got a few. I've always been a Marshawn Lynch guy. I've always loved Marshawn Lynch. That's one of the reasons I wear number 24.
Yep.
Um, I like guys like Ray Lewis. Um, I love his motivational speeches. But I would say those are my top guys.
Yeah. Let's see. What was your outside of winning the state championship? Pretty sure that's like a favorite moment. But do you have like a favorite play just throughout the season that you were part of?
Yeah. It was with my buddy Tanner Mazik, our quarterback. He handed me the ball. I ran to the right, and then he slipped out the back, and then I got to throw it to him, and we
What, what,
completed it for
what did,
first down.
where did this play happen?
I believe this was Freeland.
Okay, so this
It
is what.
was it, it was it was it was kind of a random play. Our tight end our tight end's running the plays for us. And so our tight end messed up the play call, I guess, and that's what he ended up calling. So we ran it and we got the first down, so it was good.
Yeah. And finally, an interesting fact. What is something that people don't know about you?
Ooh, something that people don't know about me. That's a tough one. I would say I really enjoy singing.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Jakoby, thank you so much for the time as always, and congrats on winning a state championship.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later on in the year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on here. It's been a pleasure.